Nothing beats the Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. We've got millions of free child place holidays available, with 22 kilograms of baggage included.
I need to know their name.
But now, with Jet2 holidays, package holidays you can trust, international protected.
Why? A lot of people from outside come in here, and there's nothing wrong.
I'm here every day, and there's multiple people.
Don't take it the wrong way. There's people, other people come to the gym, and they're not supposed to be here, and then they broke stall doors, stuff, and then we were trying to prevent that. It's not that
I get what you're saying.
And I appreciate your time.
There's other people who use the gym. Yeah. I've never ever seen anybody ask to be to
I know people.
Their residency.
There's nothing wrong with you. The only thing we ask for your apartment, that's it. Yeah. You know what I mean? What's your apartment, that's it. It's nothing against you. You know, so we work here.
I know you guys work here, but I live here. I've lived here for over a year. I don't feel the need to give my address.
Okay, so if you're not going to provide that to me, then I'm going to ask you to leave. And if you don't leave, I'm going to have to call the police. So you can tell me who you are.
It's not about being simple. It's about it doesn't.
You can be anybody.
Okay, the reason why I'm in here, even for whatever, is that this is out. People need to come in here, and you can't have.
Okay, so you know what? I'll roll my mat up.
All right.
That's not a problem. Since my mat is an issue, I'll roll my mat up.
Yeah, no problem.
I need to know.
Well, I don't see any other people getting ID'd or stopped. You don't know every single body who lives in the building. No,
I know mostly.
You don't know everybody who lives in the building. I'm not giving my address. You can do whatever you gotta do. And when police get here, I will gladly show them my ID. I'm not getting ID by you. It's not happening.
No problem. All right, so.
Okay, no problem.
So you
I
guys
don't have a problem with that either.
Let's go for it then.
Yep. It's a simple request.
It's not about being a simple request.
What is it about?
It's about violating my rights. You don't have the right to ask me for
that either.
Let's go for it then.
Yep. It's a simple request.
It's not about being a simple request.
What is it about?
It's about violating my rights. You don't have the right to ask me for ID.
I sure do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I didn't even ask you for ID. I asked for your.
You don't have the right to prove anybody. I can show you my key tag.
I manage this property, sir.
So what? Private property in a residence means nothing.
You can be anybody.
I live here.
You
so
can be anybody.
what are you saying? So you can call the police. You can do whatever you got to do to make yourself feel comfortable. And when they come, then I'll ID and I'll go through the proper channels with them.
No problem.
Try to make it about the mat. Stop it.
It don't matter. You live by yourself. Nobody's talking about that.
It's not about that, bro. Yeah. Respectfully, you've actually come to my apartment before, and I hooked you up with a Gatorade because I knew it was summer.
I know.
And it was thirsty. So you know me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know that I'm a kind person. But what she's doing, she doesn't do to anybody else. You feel me, bro? Respectfully.
Hey.
No, I'm good. I'm good. She's trying to violate my rights. And she knows what she's doing. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I want to appreciate everybody for showing their love, support down there in the comments, sharing the video, adding it to your favorites, and just spreading the word. So, boom, this is what happened. So I ended up finishing my workout. Officers did come up. They did show up to the property. When the officer came in, he was pretty cool, very respectful. He asked me if I lived there. I told him yes. He asked if I wanted to provide my ID. I told him no. He said, well, do you got a door tag? Once I showed him the door tag, that was it. Him and I even had a private conversation inside the gym, and he was like, pretty much like he didn't know what her deal was. Meanwhile, she was on the outside of the office in the hallway going off, y'all. Like, I need his ID. I want to know who he is. And he simply told her, ma'am, he has a key tag. That's it. I'm not providing you with anything. He doesn't have to. And she just was like on this huge ego trip. And she just couldn't believe that the officer was pretty much shutting her down. And what you see at the end of the video was, I think the maintenance worker realized who I was. He had just been in my apartment fixing like a leak or something, and it was like dead in the middle of summer, hot. He was thirsty. I gave him Gatorade. I gave him some snacks, hooked the guy up. And you see kind of towards the end of the video, he's kind of like reeling back. I think even prior to that, he kind of was like reeling back a little bit, but she's a tyrant. I have videos of her in like 2020, 2021, yelling at some of the neighborhood kids, like talking to them like garbage, given, okay, they're sneaking in our pool, whatever, they're still children at the end of the day, they're still kids. And she would just talk to these kids like garbage. But Loft at the Mills in Manchester, aka Clanchester, that shit is a sundown town. And that place is the fucking headquarters for the sundown town. But yeah, that's pretty much it, how it went. I ended up moving. Funny enough, how I ended up having to move was a whole nother story. Maybe I'll get into that another time.
You know, the craziest thing about this situation is the fact that, as what Black Americans normally state, is that if we're just sitting somewhere minding our own business, we're not bothering nobody, we're not, trying to stick our nose into other people's business, we're just trying to be mindful of ourselves and just go about our way. Somehow, some way, you will always have somebody in your business or inquiring about you, trying to bother you, trying to siphon energy directly away from your being. Now, out of all of the times that somebody has ever been in that gym area working out, why is it all of a sudden when there's a lone Black American male there, just simply minding his business and working out? He got his camera, propped up because, obviously he does content and he's recording himself, working out. Why is it out of all of this time when he's the lone person in there that now you want to come in there and you want to act as though that you're doing your job? So are you doing this exact same job when the gym area is just bustling, when it has people left and right going to and from? I'm pretty sure you're not. Are you doing this exact same job when there's white folks directly in there? I'm pretty sure you're not. Are you doing this exact same job if anybody else is in there that is non-white and non-black? I'm pretty sure you are not. But yet this is what she decided to sit up there and do. She wanted to inquire, oh, where do you live? What's the address? What's the door number? I need to see your identification. What? Are you a cop? What are you talking about here? You're getting a little bit too personal at this moment in time. You're being highly intrusive. And then on top of that, you want to try to do a little bit of the raising your voice / I'm scared at the same time. And then you have somebody who is obviously not white, right? Obviously not black, sitting there in the background and trying to play both sides of the fence. And what I mean by both sides of the fence is that the exact same person who was a worker at that apartment area, structure, whatever it is, that exact same person stated that, oh yeah, I do know who this is. Like I slightly remember this, that, and the third. The black guy clearly told you, was like, yeah, you came to my apartment, one day for whatever reason, and I gave you a Gatorade and all this other. Like this is what I be talking about. You got both of these two people who are not black playing the exact same game, and this is why me and many other people out here clearly state that Black Americans do not have any friends. No friends at all. And especially if you are a black male, it is over for you. It is over for you, because once you have two people forming Ultron to do whatever it is that they would need to sit up there and do, their first main goal is to get rid of you. They'll fight each other later, but their first main goal, they both view you as an enemy. They're going to formulate into one, all for one for all, and they're going to go directly after you because you are suspect 1. You are patient 0. You are the criminal. You are the supervillain. Everything that she was doing, again, made no type of sense. It made no type of sense. So you mean to tell me that you have that structure there and you don't have cameras inside of that gym? Huh? How did you know that he even came directly into that gym? I'm pretty sure that gym is more than likely a little bit of a distance from the leasing office, right? I'm pretty sure. Looking directly at the footage, it seems as though, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna make any any type of suggestions that people need to sit up there and be doing. I'm not gonna sit up there and do it, right? One person's working out, that's completely fine. We're just gonna leave it as that. If people start getting way too sensitive, we make jokes about people and it's not even about them. It's some crazy work out here. How people want to get offended for other people, but like I said, at the end of the day, for a lot of Black Americans, this is the normalcy. This is life, and no matter how it is that people want to paint reality, this is the truth. This is the fact. This is just something that they don't have to worry about actually going through, because this is not their problem and or their situation. This is something very specific and very unique to Black Americans. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at a lot of things historically, when it deals with the United States, when it deals with the groundwork on how this country was formulated, how it was made, how it was branded, how people are indoctrinated and conditioned. When you look at the laws, the rules, and the regulations, when you look at the military, when you look at the police, when you look at the judges, the DA, the lawyers, the court system, when you look at the medical system as we have it at this moment in time, even when you look at the food industry, the service industry, right? When you look at the job situation, when you look at redlining, right? When you look at the government, when you look at the presidents, when you look at America within its totality, you can see how woven, how ingrained things dealing with race specifically are, and how it is that these things cannot just so easily be erased just because people say that they're so beyond it, right? They're so forward thinking that you can't get rid of something that is woven within DNA. You would have to surgically go in there with a type of chemical or a machine or a mutagen in order to get rid of something like that. But even if you do that and try to replace it or leave it empty, mutations happen. So does that mean that you're going to have something that'll be lighter or something that's going to be worse? At the end of the day, something is still going to be there in that place of nothing. That's what always happens. But anyways, only thing I'm saying is that this is simple life for Black Americans, and this is what a lot of people cannot understand. This is what a lot of people cannot see. I've seen a lot of comments directly online where people are like, oh, why wouldn't he just identify himself? And this is how I know that you're not Black. You don't need to identify yourself. You live directly within the apartment, the establishment, whatever it is, and you have a key fob. This is what he clearly explained when the officer, as he stated, clearly asked him, like, hey, well, do you have a key fob? Because usually the key fob, depending on the apartments that you have, it also has the number directly associated with it. He had the key fob, showed it to the officer. The officer was like, okay, no harm, no foul, go back to working out. And then went to tell the manager or whoever the woman is that wanted to be irate and do this and do that and all this other type of stuff. She wanted to basically pull that I'm a white woman and I say so. I see a Black man. I don't want him there. This is the little bit of power that I have. So you as a white man better do the things that I tell you to sit up there and do, and in order to get this Black man that I say that I don't want here up out of here. And obviously it didn't go her way. It didn't obviously go her way. Shout out to those cops that actually listened, that actually paid attention, that didn't decide to incite violence as which we have normally seen when it deals with instances and many others directly out here on social media that even I myself have covered. Shout out to y'all for being common sense, for using logic, because we don't get that too many times. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.